So we say that two propositions are logically equivalent if they have the same truth values in every instance. So one way to determine if two things are logically equivalent is to compare their truth tables and make sure that they're the same. So if we're going to do which of the following three statements are logically equivalent, the best way to do it would to make a truth table for each of these three things and see which have the same column. And so when you're making a truth table with three statements, you need 8 rows. So a row of P, a column for P, a column for Q, a column for R. And in each column, you're going to need 8 values. And so the standard one looks like this to ensure that you meet all the different options. So then go ahead and make a truth table for P or Q implies R. And you can do this a bunch of different ways. You should go back and practice your truth tables, but you can look at P or Q and then say implies R. So P or Q is these first two columns and then implies R. So if you look at the first row, P or Q, a true and a true makes a true, implies a true, so this guy's going to be true. This guy's going to be false. True, false, true, false, true, true. Okay, so do a similar thing for these other two statements using those same first three columns. P implies Q or R. So one easy way to think about it, remember if P is false in these bottom 4 rows, then the implication is going to be always true. So those 4 down there are going to be true. And then in the top row, Q or R is true. P, true implies true is true. True implies true is true. True implies true is true, and then true implies false is false. So remember, I didn't do all the pieces for these truth tables. You should go back and practice that. I'm just sort of giving you the end result. This is P implies Q or R. Okay, the last one is P implies R and Q implies R. So it might be useful for you to make a column for P implies R and a column for Q implies R, and then in the end make the compound piece of those two columns. So P implies R, true implies true is true, true implies false is false, true implies true is true, false, true, 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 true. Q implies R, true implies true, true, true implies false is false, false implies true is true, false implies false is false, true implies true, false, true, true. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm anding these two columns together. Remember, an and statement is true when they're both true. So true, false, true, false, true, false, true, true. And if you compare this column here with this column here, notice that the truth values are the same for every row. So we're going to say this statement, P or Q implies R, is logically equivalent to P implies R and Q implies R. So, oops. P or Q implies R is logically equivalent, that's 3 arrows there, 3 lines, to P implies R and Q implies R.